we stopped at the plot analysis of the play King Lear, and we see to the fact that it is of paramount importance to see to the presentation in terms of the analysis of the characterization of the play King Lear. And remember that King Lear happens to be a tragedy play written by William Shakespeare, and we have to look into the characterization as one of the important elements that pushes a story, that push our story forward. And in terms of characterization, remember that it is also important to talk about conflict. And remember that conflict happens to be the struggle between the protagonist and the antagonist. And we also can define conflict in terms of conflicting ideas and ideologies. You know, a protagonist will have a different ideology, and protagonist also will have a different ideology than the antagonist. And this brings about conflict, disagreement in the story. And we see, of course, how King Lear happens to be the king of Britain, and we really have to talk about him this time around. The character list, the first important character we have in the play is King Lear. And remember that King Lear happens to be an eponymous character because his name is actually used as what? Because his name is used as the title of the play. The same his name appears in the title of the play is an important character. So to say that the activities, the events in the story actually revolve around his condition, his circumstance, and of course his life. And to talk about the King Lear very quickly, who is King Lear? King Lear, without any doubt, is the king of Britain. And of course, he has 3 daughters. So, an old king, he originally decides divide his kingdom among his 3 daughters, but end up refusing to give Cordelia's any share of the kingdom he earlier promised that it would go this way. But that is a very important aspect of the play. Why do you think that King Lear, disagree to agree to give the share of the land to his most favorite daughter, that is to say, Cordelia? So we see that the inaction on the part of Cordelia to put word in their own mouth by bringing out instead of sincerity. So Cordelia, in true sense of her personality, she's not ready to bring upon our own father insincerity. Instead of, to betray, to flatter our father, unlike our own elder sisters, Goneril and Regan. We see Cordelia says like, oh, father, I am not ready to do this. I have nothing to say. But King Lear, as a result of his old age, that is senility, King Lear is like, oh, he lacked the ability to see the truth, to distinguish between reality and appearance. But some analysts say that, in fact, King Lear, his inability is as a result of his old age. And this affects, to some extent, his decision. And that is one thing. And we see how Cordelia actually tried to escape the unworthy insincerity demonstrated by our elder sister. So King Lear, that is on the part of King Lear anyway. Now we have King of France. King of France is another important character. And we can see that King of France demonstrates a personality that is, of course, in contrast to that of King Lear. Although King Lear, King of France, is not, is an important character in the play, but is not really what is a kind of is not a dynamic character in the play, right? It's not a kind of play. Is not a common character in the play, right? So it's a static character in the play, we can say. King of France is a suitor to Cordelia. So the importance of King of France in the personality of King of France in the play is that King of France represents sincerity, because they say that it takes someone who understands sincerity to have that sincerity, element of sincerity in him. And because King of France is a man of integrity, so the moment he sees that integrity demonstrated by Cordelia, he quickly grabbed this and appreciated Cordelia for that demonstration of integrity and sincerity and probity in that regard. So meanwhile, we see Duke of Burgundy, who we cannot say actually loves Cordelia, because we've been able to demonstrate this to the fact that Duke of Burgundy, after King Lear says, "Oh Cordelia, you cannot demonstrate to your father how much you love your father. For that singular reason, I disown you, and you will not never take part of my property." So in that, the part of the kingdom, be designed to give away to you, will be divided between your two sisters. So when this is done, the Duke of Burgundy is like, "Oh, I cannot marry a woman who has no dowry." But in that process, we see the truest sense of sincerity and integrity and probity on the part of King of France. Because King of France is a man of integrity, now sees that integrity in another person, so to say in his would-be wife. He really jumps to the bait and says, "Oh, Cordelia, I will take you as my wife. You are going to be the Queen of France." So to say, this is how they go to France together and become the Queen of France. Now, we've been able to explain something about Duke of Burgundy, who represents the other side of the King of France, because we can see that Duke of Burgundy is like the alacrity, like this truest sense of responsibility, by saying now that Cordelia has no dowry, has no possession of the land of the kingdom. I cannot marry someone who our father has disowned, has no possession of the kingdom anymore. So we can see that the kind of relationship that Duke of Burgundy has towards Cordelia, as compared to what the King of France has towards Cordelia, we can really say that, in fact, Duke of Burgundy is what has this sense of infatuation, not really affection. So we can define affection giving it up to the King of France, who says, in spite of the fact that you have no possession of the kingdom, I still see that you are a woman of worthiness. You are a woman of sincerity. You are a woman of dignity. For that reason alone, you worth more than the kingdom for me. So I'm taking you as my wife. So to say, they go to France together. So also, we really have to talk about, we made mention of Gloucester. Gloucester happened to be the heir of Gloucester. Is a true friend to King Lear, an old man, also a fool in play. And of course, we see many other characters in this sense, and we see how conflict transpire in the play. Now, very quickly, let's go to, of course, the thematic preoccupation of the play. What is the meaning of theme? Theme is what you've learned from a particular literary text. And remember, the theme is really not explicitly stated, it is implicitly stated, and you have to draw the lesson rather implicitly and abstractly in order to gain the insight or fresh insight into the plot analysis and the presentation of the play. Now, this time around, we understand that King Lear is a tragic play written by William Shakespeare, and those elements of tragedy portrayed. We see the death at the end of the story, we see how King Lear dies, of course, in joy, in acceptance, and in reconciliation, as to how Edmund, the illegitimate son of Gloucester, dies in hatred, in frustration, and in regrets. And we see that, in fact, we have so many thematic preoccupation in the play, but we have to pick the most significant among them. Now, love is very important in the play, but theme is the main idea or a predominant central thematic concern of a particular literary text, and the theme of the story comes to us implicitly as we navigate through the generation of meaning and interpretation of the story. So the following are the themes in the story. We have the theme of love, the theme of loyalty, the theme of affection. Also, we have the theme of cruelty. We have the theme of betrayal. We have the theme of frustration, of course, the theme of death. Also, we have the theme of order and disorder and reason. Also, we have the theme of blindness and sight. This is a different area we really ought to cover to talk about thematical preoccupation of the play, really. Now, go to the theme of love, really. Elga and Cordelia symbolize the theme of love in the play. Their feelings for their respective fathers are characterized by love, by loyalty, and by affection. But both parents misjudge their children, and this leads to the suffering and frustration and calamity that revolves around the existence of the fathers during the process, during the narration of the play. And however, the seed of love that these children are planted redeems their two foolish old men in the long run. And also, we shouldn't forget in a hurry to state categorically that also King, the head of kings, also represent love, loyalty towards the king of Britain, and the King Lear. Also, another theme that is very significant in this play is the theme of cruelty, the theme of wickedness. King Lear and Gloucester are parents whose children attempt to destroy them. Gunnery, Regan, and Edmund are the embodiment of cruelty, betrayal, and evil as they attempt to destroy their parents for their selfish gains. Why we talk about this? Gunnery, Regan, and Edmund die in hatred and frustration. Lear and Cordelia and Gloucester die in love, acceptance, and reconciliation. So this is, of course, the importance of cruelty and the what we call repercussion for whatever action you take upon yourself and in the process of your relationship with others. Another thematic concern that is very important, that actually pushed the flow that we've been able to draw from the story, is the theme of order and reason. During the Renaissance era, particularly in Shakespeare time, it is believed that the king rules by divine right because the king is the voice of the God on earth. And everything has its place in the hierarchy of importance. So to distort or disturb this hierarchy, this order is to what? Is to invite chaos into the world. So therefore, the moment King Lear renounces his throne and divides his kingdom into three parts among his three daughters, Gunnery, Regan, and Cordelia, what do we witness? Chaos, disorder, war, death follows. This is very tragic. This is what led to the downfall of King Lear in the process. Also, we have the theme, very important, the theme of blindness and sight. While blindness is a metaphor for falsity and depravity, sight symbolizes truth and reality. Lear's madness destroys his ability to recognize the truth and reality in the play. And Gloucester has also to be physically blinded, because before he can see the truth of the matter. So their moral blindness destroys them and brings about suffering to them, through which they eventually gain insight and they get freedom of their life. So this is the play I made the play for you, and this is our length where we can really say about the thematic preoccupation of the play. This is it for you. I hope you're able to gain one of the things in the play. Thank you so much for listening, and I say thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.